Hey everybody, what's going on? Sorry it's taken me so long to get back to reviewing stuff. I was really sick last week and stuff like that. And, I know I said in my last review that I was gonna talk about the Lemonade Mouth soundtrack and other things and stuff like that, but I really want to get back to doing other reviews, like original versus remake, which is what I'm gonna be doing, right now. So yeah, I'm gonna do an original versus remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory versus Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And yes, I know the Nostalgia Critic has talked about that stuff, has done his old versus new on those films and stuff like that, but you know what? I'm just gonna do it the way I'm just gonna do this way that I want to do this. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, I saw the original film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory like a few days ago on demand, and it was pretty good. It was like a little over an hour long. It was like an hour and 40 minutes and stuff like that. And I read somewhere it wasn't like that not popular at the box office, stuff like that. Like got like really bad reviews from critics and stuff like that. But then X number amount of years later, Tim Burton, who directed probably one of the worst remakes ever, he actually directed a very good remake, and that is this film right here, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So anywho, let's look at the similarities in the plot. Okay, so basically the plot of the movie is that Willy Wonka has hidden 5 golden tickets in Wonka bars, and of course kids all around the world are buying Wonka bars by the dozen, hopefully in hopes that they'll get a golden ticket. And of course, the 5 kids who get the golden tickets are Augustus Gloop, Mike TV, Veruca Salt, Violet Beauregard, and finally Charlie Bucket. So then each kid chooses one of their family members to go with them, and Charlie brings along his Grandpa Joe, and of course then four out of the 5 kids get into trouble, which results in Oompa Loompa songs, and then Charlie is the last kid standing, and then Wonka tells Charlie that he'll get the factory after Wonka dies, and blah blah, and etc etc yada 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 yada. Okay, so those are the similarities so there's the plot similarities. Now let's look at the differences here. So, for example, in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and Grandpa Joe, yeah, they drink some of that fizzy soda that makes you, like, go up in the air after you drink it, and then the only get down is to burp it out. Okay. Did that happen in the remake? No. Why? That scene in the original was just uber pointless anyway. I mean, come on. There wasn't even an Oompa Loompa song that happened after it, so what was the point? So, yeah, of course, another major difference, and I really want to comment on this, the tunnel scene. Good God, thank God there was no creepy tunnel scene in the remake. Thank God for that. Huh. Seriously, I don't even want to talk about the creepy tunnel scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because let me tell you, that was a freaking weird scene, and and basically, I would have to call it. And of course, I bet some of you people are going to agree with me on this, especially Nostalgia Chick fans, that scene was, wait for it, a big-lipped alligator moment. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just had to do that. But, yeah, sorry Nostalgia, but yeah, sorry everyone, but I just had to borrow a little something from Nostalgia Chick. Of course, I don't think I'll be borrowing anything from Nostalgia Critic anytime soon, but yeah, just be thankful that I'm not going to be reviewing Batman and Robin, because I really don't want to do the crazy Bat credit card thing that the Nostalgia Critic does. But anywho, so yeah, and also probably one of the major differences between these two films is that in the original, Willy Wonka says that Charlie can bring his family with him. But in the remake, Willy Wonka says that Charlie can't bring his family with him. And You know, I have to give Tim Burton credit where credit is due. I mean, seriously, we barely learned anything about Willy Wonka's childhood in the original film, but in the remake, oh boy, we learned a lot. We basically learned that his dad was a dentist who didn't want Willy Wonka eating anything chocolate at all, or actually any candy at all. You know, like caramel because it'll mess up his braces and so on and so forth, yada yada yada. Of course, Willy Wonka was like, screw this. I'm not gonna be a dentist like you. I'm gonna be a chocolatier and stuff like that and blah 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 blah. So yeah. And also we get to find out where the hell those Oompa Loompas came from. Now that's something we learned in the remake. The original, not so much. And also another difference is that in the original, Charlie had a mom but no dad. But in the remake, Charlie has both parents, mom and dad. Yay! And also in the remake, we learned that Grandpa Joe actually did work for Willy Wonka at one point. So that's pretty cool. Oh, excuse me. So yeah. But still, aside from all the plot differences and similarities and so on and so forth, if I had to choose which one I liked more, it would definitely be the remake. Now, again, I know I said it before in one of my earlier reviews that I did not like Tim Burton's remake of Planet of the Apes at all. I thought it sucked, it was just stupid, and they should not have remade that movie at all. But in my opinion, I think Tim Burton did a fantastic job remaking the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. But you know, I think we need to look at something else here for a sec. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, it kind of seemed to me that the focus was more on Charlie rather than on Willy Wonka. But in the remake, it seems that the focus is more on Willy Wonka rather than Charlie, which in my opinion is actually a good thing. I mean, seriously, he gets more screen time than Charlie ever did in this, and we learn more about him than we do about Charlie. I mean, yeah, we know that Charlie's dad used to work at a toothpaste factory, but then he got laid off, and then he eventually got a job fixing up the toothpaste machine that replaced him, and blah 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 blah, etc 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 yada yada yada. But still, I think that the remake was so much better than the original. I mean, seriously, think about this. I mean, and also, well, when Charlie initially refuses Willy Wonka's offer, Willy Wonka's like, what? I wasn't expecting this to happen, you know, and of course, the bad feelings that come from that affected his chocolate sales. But then, thankfully, Charlie told Willy Wonka that maybe he should, like, try to make amends with his dad. Which he does, and of course, then once Willy Wonka brings back the offer back up to Charlie, Charlie accepts, and this time he's allowed to bring his family. Did it happen in the original? No. But thankfully, the remake did that stuff, and I am eternally grateful to Tim Burton for that. So, yeah, there you have it. That's pretty much all I could say, really. Now, if I had to choose which actor I liked more as Willy Wonka, Johnny Depp, hands down, best Willy Wonka ever. And I know that some of you guys out there might actually prefer Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, but you know what? I prefer Johnny Depp over Gene Wilder any day. So, yeah. But still, there were some things about the original that I liked. Like the fact that in the original, Mike TV was actually a big fan of TV and stuff like that. But in the remake, well, you didn't see him watch TV, you just saw him play video games and stuff like that. And plus, but in the remake, Mike TV turned out to be a real genius, so yeah, there you have it. Even though he made the mistake of getting that shrinking ray and stuff like that, and, well, not shrinking ray, but the other thing that zapped him and made him smaller on the TV and stuff like that. So, yeah. Plus, another thing I liked about the remake were the Oompa Loompa songs. Now, those were so much better than the original. Because, basically the Oompa Loompa songs, the original, they just started off the same. But, in the remake, the Oompa Loompa songs had different kind of vibes to them. They like rock and roll and like, I don't like, hippie kind of music or something like that. I mean, that stuff worked for me. I mean, I like that stuff. But in the original, not so much. So, yeah. So, come on, guys. Just add in your own 2 cents. What do you like better? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? For me, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, best adaptation of the book by Roald Dahl. Hands down, best adaptation ever. And, yeah, I really do prefer the remake over the original any day. Now, this is one of those rare cases where I actually prefer the original, the remake over the original. Because I said before my playing this review, I prefer the original over the remake. But this case, remake definitely beats the original. I'm sorry, but that's just all I have to say about it. And yeah, you could, guys, just add your own opinion in the comments section. Doesn't really matter to me, but hey, if you got something, if you got something to say about this video, then go ahead and say it. Then go ahead and say it. I'll probably reply. I might not. Who knows? But still, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. So yeah, and I probably won't be making any more any more videos for a while because I'll be going down to Corvallis here in a couple days. So yeah, but probably a couple days after I get back, I'll get back to doing like regular reviews and stuff like that, and I'll be doing CD reviews and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Live long and prosper. Peace out. Comment, rate, subscribe. You guys are amazing. Bye.